Modern society often dismisses astrology as a mere superstition about random lights floating out in a cold, dead void. When you feel sudden anxiety, a shifting mood, or unexplainable mental tension, you likely attribute it to a random biological accident. But consider a different paradigm: your mind functioning as an antenna, where thoughts are received rather than entirely self-authored. Within this system, we inhabit an oscillating machine that transmits geometric signals, which we constantly receive and experience as our own reality. The cosmic egg model maps the solar system as a series of nested, breathing toroidal fields. Planetary bodies orbit within these specific fields, and as they move, each one traces a precise mathematical shape. The intersections of these orbital paths form a geometry of meaning, providing the mathematical foundation for ancient skywatching traditions. These massive macro oscillations create rhythmic geometric patterns in the sky that translate directly into the internal microrhythms of human psychology. The heavens operate as a precise mechanical gear system, where planetary angles serve as the unseen scaffolding for our daily emotional experiences. At 0 degrees, we find the conjunction. This is absolute unity, the point where archetypal variables merge into a single pulse. In astrological language, this represents the purest concentration of a single frequency, undisturbed by other signals. When that node splits, the points move 180 degrees apart to form an opposition. This split creates a grand mirror, establishing the positive and negative polarities required to generate current within a living system. This geometric stretch provides the necessary tension to generate the space required for consciousness to function. At 90 degrees, we find the square. This is the point of maximum friction, where toroidal waves cross and create turbulent interference patterns. In physical architecture, the 90-degree angle bears the structural load of a building. Human consciousness processes this geometric load as stress or psychological dissonance, the specific conflict that forces an individual to grow. Shifting to 120 degrees creates a trine. These nodes form an equilateral triangle, facilitating a frictionless flow based on the harmonics of the golden ratio. This represents a state of systemic resonance, where planetary frequencies harmonize with minimal resistance. While the square builds the necessary load-bearing tension in our minds, the trine provides the release, together breathing the architecture of tension into our lived experience. Ancient mythology functions as an administrative language designed to decode this exact geometric operating system. Mythological gods represent functional job titles, like Saturn governing the office of boundaries and time, delivering specific instructions to the mind. Public sky events, such as a solar eclipse, are strictly scheduled moments when this hidden mechanism visibly reveals its threshold mechanics. When these celestial offices align, they dictate the geometric tension and release of the interface connecting the cosmos to human experience. Our path through life follows a rendered stagecraft, governed by the mathematical harmonics of geometric alignments. The script we follow is fundamentally written in these degrees of tension and release. By identifying these patterns, recognizing a moment of friction as a load-bearing square, rather than a random setback, we move from passive reaction to frequency literacy. Understanding this architecture allows us to anticipate the shifts in cosmic tension and navigate according to the system's inherent design.